Hey there, I'm John Cannon. I'm the owner of NV Property Solutions LLC, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about tips for selling your house in the Reno area, especially if you have tenants. So if you have tenants and you're thinking about selling, or they're forcing you to sell because they're just causing an absolute problem, this video is absolutely right for you. But before we get started on that, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, share the video with all your friends, and of course, give it a like. So that way, the algorithms can help others see this video, especially if they're in your same situation to where you found this video, and hopefully this video gets out there to the people that need it. Anyway, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video and talk more about tips for selling your house, especially if you have tenants right here in the Reno area. So first and foremost, you're going to want to make sure, if this is the first time you've ever been a landlord, make sure you want to check up on the tenants' rights, because believe it or not, you can't just kick them out on a whim just because they don't pay or they're tearing up your property or whatever. I mean, you have to go through the legal process, especially if they don't pay. And if you're watching this video in right now when the coronavirus is going on, as of right now, when this video is being made, there's still eviction moratorium still in place to where you can't evict only if they're paying or not paying rent. If they're destroying your property, then you can evict them. But if it's just because they're not paying any rent, chances are you're not going to be able to get them out. However, there is government subsidies that you might be able to get some of the wages back from your income property. I don't know all the details about that. I will try and find some information. I will hopefully try and be able to make a video on that. But for right now, just study up on the tenants' rights and stuff like that, so that way you don't accidentally kick them out and then they file a lawsuit against you because of wrongful eviction or what have you. But make sure you have all your ducks in a row with the tenants' rights and tenant laws and stuff like that before you can even do anything. But so then the first tip would be obviously make sure that the rights and everything. But the second tip is, if you're going to sell the house, you can buy your tenants out. So if you say you signed a year lease and they've just been an absolute nightmare, and the property manager that you're talking with, say if that's the case, is basically telling you no, you can't kick them out because all they've done is just not paid rent, but they've been making your life a living heck, and you just can't deal with it anymore. You can buy them out, especially of a lease. You have to talk with your property manager to see exactly how to do the buyout option, because sometimes they'll want you to pay you're gonna have to pay the tenants, but they want you to pay, say the rental amount is $1,100 a month, and sometimes they might make you pay the $1,100 for however many more months is left on the agreement, or they might make you pay say $1,000 and then call it square. Who knows? You want to talk with your property manager for sure, and of course talk with a legal aid, especially if you're or not a legal aid but a lawyer, and if you're thinking about doing that. The Another tip is you can definitely rent to own. If you watched my last video, which will be down in the description below, I talk a little bit more about rent to own and how it works. But with the rent to own is, especially if you already have a tenant in there, you won't have to worry about finding a buyer or anything like that. But you will want them to pay some kind of option deposit. And an option deposit is basically a non-refundable deposit, so that way it secures their position in buying the house. They're going to be renting it from you, and then they're going to eventually own it. And then, of course, what you want to do is, if you're going to do something like that, you don't want to hold on to the property for 30 years or whenever. You can have a balloon payment, but to get more specific about it, I would highly recommend talking with the title company or a real estate lawyer, especially if you're thinking about selling it as a rent to own. So those are the three tips. Hopefully they help you out. If they didn't, please let me know in the description below, or not the description, but the comment section, on why it didn't help you out and stuff like that. I know this video is kind of short, and I wanted to make it as short as possible so that way I can get the information out to you guys. And I will throw the blog down so you can read it as well. But other than that, that's it for this video. So if you're thinking about selling your house and it has a tenant in there because they're just an absolute pain in the butt, or whatever the case may be, is, feel free to reach out to me anytime. My phone number is 775-391-5236, or you can head over to nvpropertysolutions.com. There you can get started on your no obligation cash offer, and of course you can read more about me and the company, and also you can read more blog posts and stuff like that on just about any topic you can possibly think of, as far as in regards to real estate. Obviously, there's not going to be a bunch of like motorcycle posts and stuff like that on there. Otherwise, I'd be selling you motorcycles or buying motorcycles or whatever. In any case, hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, great. If it didn't, please let me know in the comment section below, and we can address those then. Anyway, other than that, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys take care.